sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. God damn it! I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
It's time for the greatest podcast in the world today. Your host is so rich, he could outspend the Koch brothers, despising 48% of the population. Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, Denny. And also co-hosting, this man puts the X in sex, XXLG with the key, Gracie black belt, Ernest. And today's featured guest, Eddie Cummings, Denny, Prokops, and Eddie Kone. This is the Inside BJJ podcast.
Also, we got on the show Gary Tonin, my friend. You left Gary out.
Who?
Well,
Gary.
You know, there's a reason why I left him out.
He does enough self-promoting where we don't really need to do all that, you know?
Nice. We don't need to do all that. Real quick, I want to remind everybody that they could check out the Inside BJJ podcast on their favorite app store. Go to your Windows Mobile or your Android or your Apple app store and download the app, Inside BJJ. You could also go premium. It's $1.99 a month. Don't be weird about it. Get your bench press escape set up.
You know what I really can't fucking stand, dude? I just can't stand all these people. They're like, "Hey, dude, I got the app and shit, and then I got on iTunes, and dude, I can't fucking find your show, man. I heard it was pretty cool, but I can't find it." I'm like, "You gotta go premium, you cheap fuck.
$1.99 a month.
You're fucking weirdo, dude." I'm like, "Dude, what do you do it to?" I make them. I put them in a bow choke, and I make them reiterate everything they spend $2 on. You know what they come up with usually?
What's that?
Dick. Nothing. Nothing.
Right.
There's not anything in this fucking planet that if you're under 5 years old, you're not gonna buy shit for $2. If I give my kid $2, he's gonna go to Toys R Us and guess what he's gonna buy?
What's that?
Fucking not a thing, dude.
I can get 4 tacos and Jack in the Box.
Yeah, maybe.
So
it's $2. Fucking weirdos, dude.
Totally, man. Make sure you check us out at InsideBJJ.com. Get a premium. You could also get a shirt. You go to InsideBJJ.com/donate. Get yourself set up. So we got a great show today. We have Gary Tonin. We're going to jump over to him in a little bit. Eddie Cummings, Denny Prokops, and then the one and only Eddie Kone from the UK. I'm stoked to talk to him. It's been a little bit, man.
I'm trying to be stoked, but I'm just really fucking hungover.
Yeah. See, last time
I got real drunk last night.
Last time we talked to him, he kind of naysayed on my Brit accent. I was like,
well, everyone's not going to kiss your ass. You know what I mean?
Well, he's kind of small and Asian, so I kind of expect it.
You expect him to pay obeisance to you.
Do I smell a super fight?
Yeah, nice. So, man, I know why Matt got drunk. How much money did you lose last night on the fights?
You know what? I didn't lose as much as you think because I bet on the over-under and I nailed it, so that bailed me out. So I would have been like deep in the hole, so bad I'd be avoiding the dude that I owe for a couple of weeks.
How deep?
So deep you put her butt to sleep?
So
now,
I'm not even that deep. Like the betting on the over saved me. So
nice. Well, good job. Overall,
I thought over-under was a game move. Like
it is also.
Give him an over.
Double entendre.
I gave him an over-under.
Ooh. Yeah, cousin to the reach around. So last night, man, obviously Stockton's finest, Nicholas Diaz.
I didn't know that, but thanks, guys.
Stepped into the cage with Anderson Silva, and interesting fight.
I really enjoyed the first round. Actually, I think Nick is a comedian.
Nick laid down on the ground, invited him to come get him, put his elbow up, basically did all the
He
Anderson
started
Silva.
mocking him and went back against the cage and was like, "Okay, do you want to beat me up back here?" And it was pretty. Oh, that was funny.
You know, he basically copied Anderson Silva's and all the movements and head gyrations. He did it all back to Silva, and Silva played it cool the first round. Like, I'm not getting into that. But then Silva bit. He couldn't help it. Because a trash talker loves to talk trash. And if somebody starts talking trash, it's so hard to not talk trash that he got kind of baited into it. But, you know, the fight wasn't a surprise the way it played out.
It was pretty close. I don't, you know, Nick landed 80 punches, Silva landed 100.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting fight. I don't walk away from that fight thinking either guy is terrible or either guy is amazing. You know what I mean?
Like, so do you think they'll schedule a rematch eventually?
No.
No?
It wasn't even that kind of a fight. So that's what I mean. When you watch it, you go like, yeah, Silva probably won, but it wasn't like he came out with a vengeance.
There was never a point. You know, he wasn't. He did a lot of – Silva did a lot of running, you know, and then he would attack, and then he would do some running, and then he would attack and do some running.
The thing about that is that Silva is as high-level technical and tricky on his feet as Nick is on the ground.
Yeah, potentially you're right.
So if Nick can't put Silva on the ground, then doesn't go Nick's way.
They bought. I mean, they threw some good punches.
Watching the fight, I felt like if Nick would have just bit down on his mouthpiece at one given point in time and really committed, I think he would have got him.
Potentially, I don't know. Nick looked like he maybe was a little bit soft. His conditioning, maybe I could be wrong.
Because he's fighting at upper weight class, he didn't.
He
have to
is
lose
heavier
weight.
too. Yeah, 185. So. I don't know where he goes from here. Obviously, in his last interview, one of his last ones, he said he was not interested in becoming champion and that he realizes that he's the guy that they're going to run out there to set up certain fights, and he's okay with that as long as he can make money and make a career
That's like
out
these
of it.
guys that want to be like, you know, Super Bowl champions, dude. Like, okay, league minimum is like 200.
Oh, it's higher than that, yeah.
Is it like $200,000? You could basically be a practice partner.
Yeah.
Like that's like
Dude.
better. That's better than most jobs you'll find anywhere.
For the best job in sports is the bullpen catcher. A bullpen catcher is a catcher that can't really make the team as a catcher. So you just catch the guys in the bullpen when they warm up.
Yeah.
That's all you do, and you still get paid a shitload of money. You travel with the team. You get all the per diems and all the perks, and you never have to actually play, so nothing's on you.
It's
like,
fucking pimp, dude.
I'll do that.
Dude, you know why? Because you could be fucking drinking beer during the game. You can just like totally dick around.
Right?
You could be texting and fucking around the whole time, dude.
What was funny is the ending
Of
the fight. When Silva was crying.
He laid down on the ground.
He was laying on the ground crying. And so then Nick goes over there and picks him up, and he's like, "Dude, you won. Why are you crying?"
Oh, don't cry, homie.
Yeah, don't cry, homie.
So we had the counter move fantasy MMA set up, and man, dude, 400 slots were open, and we filled those suckers up. So thanks for supporting that. And I wanted to check in and see how I did. I came in 130th out of 400. Not too great. Do you guys remember your fight picks?
You wrote them down so we wouldn't have to.
Yeah, I wrote them down, but I lost that card. Let's jump through these fight picks real quick.
I thought the pit bull was going to lose, and he won. That was weird.
Well,
that fight.
Yeah.
So
So
Thiago Silva?
yeah.
You never bet against Thiago Silva.
So this is what happened. Thiago Alves.
Thiago Elvis.
Jordan Mean fucked him up in the first round.
Yeah, I picked Elvis on that one. I remember.
Yeah, I picked Mean, and Mean should have won the fight. Mean,
First round was complete destruction and domination.
and so was the second round.
Then he got kicked in the side and just laid down.
He got kicked in the stomach real hard, and he dropped, dude.
But you would think that, I don't know, dude. You would think, I got to question the guy's toughness here.
He has a soft-ass stomach,
Because
dude. That's what Melvin
in a
Gillard
fight
said.
that you've won all the rounds and you're winning and you take one hard kick and you just go down.
Hey, dude, evidently he got kicked hard as
I don't know,
hell.
man.
Matt,
I've got six-pack abs.
dude,
I can't be stopped.
the guy got kicked hard.
He didn't look like that. That's not the hardest kick I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, I think that you're probably wrong, and if
I think
Thiago
you're
Alves
probably
kicked
right.
you wouldn't be here.
I'm not
right
a pro fighter fighting for the UFC.
Do you think Thiago Elvis kicks harder than Steve Heath?
I don't
Probably.
know, because
I don't know.
Steve Heath kicked me in the thigh at the last podcast, and it hurt hecka bad, and I fell on the ground. And he kicked Matt, and Matt fell on the ground.
Dude,
Thank you.
that was not the hardest kick a guy ever took in a fight.
I'm
I'm
just
gonna say
saying that sometimes dudes get kicked in the right spot
Yeah,
and they drop.
and you lose your will to fight.
Well, evidently that happened.
That was a great fight. Tim Boach and Lightest, that was crazy.
You think if I found your right spot, you'd just finish you?
Oh,
No.
yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You could kick me into the box.
If I put you in the
great.
box, when I put you in the box and I kick you.
Tell us,
over.
Lightest. You know what? I thought this fight was a little bit sloppy.
It was a great, entertaining fight.
Entertaining, but a little sloppy.
MMA snob over here.
I can't remember
I'm
who
not-
I picked up.
I didn't like the technical
So
aspects
you know
of
what's
this fight.
funny is Matt just questioned a guy's heart because he got kicked hella hard and went down. He talked shit, and then I said
He got kicked one time. He
and
took
then
one
I
blow
say-
in the whole fight.
And then I say, well, it wasn't the most technical fight, and then he's like, MMA snob over here.
You didn't like the technique.
You're real
Tim,
defensive
You didn't like
about-
the technique.
You're like you hold the vanguard for MMA. You're like, you are the battlement, dude. You're not letting anyone in and anyone out.
This was a real
Keep
fight,
it pure.
Tim. This is what real fights look like.
I know, dude. It's awesome. It was a good fight. It was just a little bit sloppy. These guys were sloppy. Joe Lausen. Oh, who'd you guys pick in that fight?
That's all you gotta say?
I picked Light as I'm
And
pretty
a
sure.
great fight like that, just sloppy.
I
What
might
about
have-
the way
I
he
might have
got
picked
that
Leach.
choke?
It was nice. It was good.
I think I picked Leach.
So, like,
Wait, who actually won on that one?
Leach won, but
Leach
it was a
won.
war. Like, Boach was bringing some destruction.
Oh, I remember making fun of the Boach.
So, Latest finally gets him on the ground, and he goes for a side choke from one side, and then Boach, like, defends it, and
A
finally
head and
gets
arm.
out. And then Lightest goes to the other side and catches it and puts him
Yeah.
to sleep.
It was nice. I thought Boach almost went out from the first head and arm. He
Yeah.
threw a little.
He turned out of it. It was
He
straight
threw
brute
like
power.
a little baby punch, like this is my last thing. Like I'm gonna try to hit you, and then he did like a Hail Mary, like I'm just gonna like
He
turn
turned
and
like a
just go
motherfucker.
nuts, and he got out. But then Lights just transitioned to the
Dude,
other
this
side.
is a fight, right? That fight right here, no doubt
Put him to
about
sleep.
it. Lightest won because of his jiu-jitsu.
Do you say
Yeah.
the choke was deep? So deep?
Put a butt to sleep, dude.
Put
Yeah.
that ass to sleep.
Joe Lausen lost to Al Iaquinta.
That was a really good fight.
Who did you
Lausen
pick?
was. I picked Lausen.
I picked Iaquinta.
Really?
I think I picked.
You picked Lausen too. I know you did.
Lausen was bringing it, man, but then he took it. But you know, he didn't go down. He was getting beat silly, and he never.
The
was
ref,
crazy.
Mark Goddard, let him get his ass beat before he stopped the
That's
fight.
Joe Lausen.
Dude, it
You
was
know what I
crazy.
mean? Like that guy comes back from ass
Yeah.
weapons.
Woodley and Gastelum,
I think I picked
Boy.
Woodley. Who won that one?
Woodley.
Woodley
It
won.
was close.
It was.
This fight saved my ass too. Woodley winning
I
this.
picked because his name was Tyrone.
You can't. You better call Tyrone.
I thought that was Tyrese.
Tyrese won.
Tyrese.
You watch too much MTV.
No, it's not
Tyree.
MTV. It's BET.
Tyree. Tyrone.
So
Isn't
Tyrese.
Tyrone Woodley like an actor on BET on one of those shows?
he looks like he could be in one of those movies, like one of those dudes. He looked good. Dude, I felt like he could have finished Gastelum earlier if he would have just
I
kind
kind of felt Gastelum could have finished him late.
maybe.
Gastelum was bringing the gas in the end of it.
Gastelum missed weight by 10 pounds.
Yeah, second time he's missed weight.
He was 10 pounds overweight.
Gastelum sounds like a James Bond villain, where like his name alludes to what his specialty is.
Yeah.
Like his specialty is in gassing people or something. Calvin Gastelum.
Dude, it's probably a good strategy ever so often to miss weight on purpose. So, like, you come in 10 pounds heavier, and the other guys will feel like if he's a dick to say he won't fight you because like then you're off the card, so he'll fight you. But I guess you lose 20% of your purse.
They fined him 30%.
30% now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the final, we already talked about Diaz Silva. So who won the most picks? So you guys were right. Who picked
I don't
Alves?
know.
You guys picked
Not
Alves.
me. I didn't.
You picked mine. So Ernest has got one. It's 1-0. I think I picked Leach.
Yeah, I had Leach. Yeah.
So now it's you're 2-0. No, 2-1 now. Matt's got one. I got one. Ernest got two. I picked Iaquinta.
Lausen.
Picked Lozen.
So now it's 2, 2, and 1. And I picked Woodley.
Wait,
I
who
had
won
Woodley.
who won those on one?
Iaquinta.
Oh shit.
So it's 3. Who'd you pick for this
I
one?
picked Woodley.
So you
'cause his
got
name was
3,
Tyrone.
and you got 2. And then I picked Diaz.
I had Diaz.
You picked 2.
I picked Nick. Yeah.
So we tied. Ernest and I tied.
3 and 2.
Good job, man. Hey,
What did
we
Nick-
beat you, Matt. Who'd you go? Oh, 2 for 3.
What did you think about McMahon and Tate? Who do you think was going to win that one?
I didn't pick on
you
this
know
one.
who won that one is the viewers.
You got that right.
Tate looked good. McMahon looked like she was going to rough her up early.
McMahon
but-
dropped her.
Yeah, but Tate hung in there and fought a
See
good smart
again,
fight.
here's the James
Ass
Bond
for
thing.
ass. Nobody's better than
Here's the James
Misha
Bond
Tate.
thing again. She looks the closest to being a male in that fight right there.
Who, Misha?
McMahon.
Oh.
Yeah, she was pretty tough looking. But yeah, and I want to give a big congrats out to the winner, who goes by the name of Skythe. He won $40 out of the Counter Move Fantasy MMA.
Wow.
So, dude, you got to play for free. You won $40. Nice job.
You are a winner.
Yay.
So could you safely say he could buy premium for the year and still have a little bit of money?
For 2
Yeah,
years.
he could. He could actually sponsor some. He could buy Wade a premium.
Yeah, fucking Wade, you son of a bitch. You.
We got Ernest turning against Wade. If Ernest turns against you, you're never getting back.
Or for $40, he could get a half-hour massage.
There you go. Big congrats to him. He won $40, and then a few other folks won $9. But big congrats to Skythe, and thank you to Counter Move Fantasy MMA. We're looking forward to the next event coming up. A couple things I want to talk about. I got a listener email, and I wanted to read it because Matt gets bummed out real easy if he doesn't get a lot of pop.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I wanted to make sure that we got this in here for our boy Matt. So it says, "Hi guys, my name is Antti." I got to read this. He's from Thai. Greetings from Finland via Thailand. Oh, weird. Hello, my name is Antti. I'm 30 years old. I'm going to read it like an old Englishman. I'll read it like...
meat pie.
Oh, yeah.
Mommy meat pie.
Hello. Hello. My name is Antti. I'm 30 years old, BJJ practitioner from Finland. But at the moment, I'm living in Bangkok, Thailand.
Wow, what are you doing in Bangkok?
I'm simply doing what men do in Bangkok. I started to listen to your show about 6 months ago by accident. I can't do it. I'm screwing up.
By accident.
I just happened to come across with your show in iTunes. I'm a huge fan of your show and Nick Diaz. I just wanted to say that you guys are awesome. No matter how bad my day is, your show really makes me laugh out loud, which is sometimes a little bit awkward when I'm laughing out loud
that makes sense.
By myself in Metro. All three of you guys are great, but I want to say special thanks to Matt.
Sounds like a real smart guy.
Matt, you're a funniest fucking dude I know, seriously. Even your Twitter profile is hilarious. Keep up the good work. This is where he messes up. But leave the pro wrestling out of the show.
Lost us.
Let me tell you something, Ric Flair.
I have to say, dude, your Twitter is pretty funny, and even
That's
like
right.
I know how you are, and I'll see something outrageous on Facebook, and I'm like, I just chuckle. I'm like, Matt, like I will not bite, Matt. I just move on.
Yeah, and then I wanted to find this other. Who was the dude that we had on? Sergio Nunez. Was that his name?
Little dude.
Little dude in the first.
Little Mac.
He got a little irritated. It was Raphael. Sorry, Raphael.
Irritated at what?
He got irritated at he put inside BJJ F dat pot belly Guido calling me out. Oh, I think he's talking about the dude who called from Pennsylvania, from Philadelphia last week. Chuck, what's the dude's name?
He was good though.
Give me my phone.
I always email. Oh, Danny Moore. It's Danny Moore.
Yeah.
He said, "F dat pot belly Guido calling me out. He went into like Hawaiian talk, island talk. I'm the best caller at Inside BJJ Ernest. No one talks like I talks. No one tinks like I tink, lad."
That's funny.
And then another dude hit me up, and he said that he loves the show, he enjoys it, but he's a little pissed that we haven't done a premium with just us, all three of us, just talking smack and stuff.
Well, you know what?
Shit.
If we get, we refuse to do any premiums until there's a certain level of subscriptions.
Yeah, step up your game, people.
So,
you know what we can do? We can like create a form like you do like Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts candy, and you just go get people to pre-subscribe.
Yeah.
And then you bring the sheet to us, and it has credit card info or like cash in hand, and we like enroll them in premium. And like, hey, all right, here you guys go. Here's your reward.
Beautiful.
This is what we're gonna do. There was a reverend by the name of was it Gene Scott?
Yeah.
There's a reverend by the name of Gene Scott, and he would have a weekly show. He would come out and he would smoke a pipe, and he would say he's not going to teach any Bible lessons, and the camera's going to be on his smoke until you piss ants pay the tithing.
That's
awesome.
And motherfuckers would pay the
They would
motherfucker, and then he would give his sermon.
You know what else he did? Towards the end, he rented out this big place in downtown Los Angeles, and he charged to get in.
You couldn't get in without
It was
paying.
like an auditorium, and you had to buy a ticket. There was no messing around anymore. If you wanted to hear him speak the truth of the Word of God, you had to pay.
I knew a guy that went to it, and he said that somehow he would draw like the lower elements of society, even though they had to pay to come into his place.
He was entertaining.
And he was talking to me. He goes, I'm going to tell all these people something right now. Half of you are shit. You're worthless. You fuck up all the time. And you're never going to be shit. And you need something like this.
Wow.
Then, well, you know what? He's just spoke the truth.
Now his wife, who sucks, his wife is running his show.
Because he died.
She's horrible. But this is how smart this guy was. He married a reformed porn star.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's smart.
Like 20, 30 years younger.
Basically,
than him.
what you do is you just buy the casino. And you can play any game you want at all times.
So, Richard Blanco has been hitting me up on Facebook wanting to know if I'm a Mason. Like, repeatedly, he wants to know, like, are you really a master Mason? Why do you keep, what's the angle? And I'm like, no, we're just messing around. Are you sure? Because if you want to be one, I heard you just have to ask somebody, and why does Matt keep talking about it? And
why are you so concerned about it?
yeah, Richard, what's up? You want to get
I have
in
to
or
ask
what?
you this, Richard. Are you a premium subscriber?
Richard, all I'm going to say is this. Do you understand the angle? Because there's a degree here you're missing.
Can you let me frame this for you in a different way?
You're not reading my posture correctly. I am not in duress.
Nice. And then real quick, man, 2 more things. Conor McGregor is going to
Kone.
he's going to compete.
Did somebody say Kone?
I did say Conor. Conor, I heard you're going to compete in the Europeans for no-gi grappling.
I'll tell you this. I fucking compete wherever I want. European, I'm paying. I don't give a fuck. Anybody want to step on the mat, slap, bump, they're going to get tapped.
So how does Dana White feel about you doing the
Don't give a fuck about Dana White. I don't know. He's fucking Englishman. You know, he holds the money. He thinks he owns me. But nobody owns Conor McGregor.
Technically, he's not an Englishman. He's from the United States, but
I don't take any slack from a Jew. I say he's a fucking Englishman. He's a big, bold fucking Englishman.
oh, man.
He looks close enough.
That was great. And then, somebody posted an article.
All my brothers out there in the struggle fighting a good fight. Struggle on, brothers.
Somebody posted an article, and it was about the top 10 signs that you're at a destructive, negative jiu-jitsu academy. And I wanted to go through these real quick. Then I wanted to read the top 7 signs that you're in a cult, because they're pretty close. So the first one is, let's see. You want to learn self-defense, but your school only teaches sport BJJ, which I kind of thought was a little bit interesting that somebody would put that. Seems like they have a weird...
They got a weird axe to grind.
Yeah, right? That one seemed a little bit out there to me.
I agree with that one, though.
Do you?
Yeah, dude.
Sorry.
I don't know many black belts who would... Some of them want to teach the sport stuff because it keeps people's attention. And, like, a lot of people tune out all the self-defense. But there's a way you can make it interesting, dude. And the way I like to make it interesting is to show them almost directly, immediately, how this pertains to the sport shit.
I think you're right. But it seems like whoever made this list has a weird axe to grind.
I don't need self-defense, bro.
It was probably like Horion.
Yeah, because listen to...
Helson made that list or something.
Here comes the next one. You want to compete, but competition is frowned on, and your instructor only emphasizes jiu-jitsu for self-defense. So
I've
that's
been
the
to
other
school
angle.
like that.
Your instructor never rolls with his students.
I do all that. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
It's not about you particularly. You get all defensive.
Yeah, I don't like my students competing. We only do self-defense. And I never roll because I'm above it. You know, you don't call out the black belt.
My back hurts. You never learn no-gi or takedowns.
Word.
Yeah. Your instructor and teammates, this is what I like. Your instructor and teammates begin to impose their will upon the rest of your life. Now, this is where it starts sounding like the church cult. Mm-hmm. Your instructor abuses his influence to regularly receive free services from students.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
all
man.
I'm waiting for is somebody to own like a massage parlor.
He's like, your wife cleans houses
Hey,
for a
homie,
living, right?
I heard your wife does massages.
Hey, man, I heard you have a mobile car washing service. Hey, man, you work at JCPenney's? Can you put something on layaway for me? Okay, so the next one is the instructor's belt lineage is obscure. That's always a fun one. Who'd you get promoted by?
Bruce Lee.
Chris Smith.
Bruce Lee.
No, I'm sorry. Chris, there's a real Chris Smith. I threw that name out. As
Elvis Gracie?
Elvis Gracie. I threw that name.
He was in Vegas.
Wait,
I got
stop.
promoted by
Hold
Alex
on. You got to stop. Chris Smith is a real guy, but he's a real deal black belt.
But that's like a common weird maybe made up name.
Yeah, so. I don't want Chris because I've talked to Chris a bunch of times, and they help run the Rumble in the Redwood stuff. They're super cool guys, so please don't get that.
I was going to say, what's he going to do, fly down here and beat your ass? But he could drive down. So
Chris is a gnarly dude. You're not allowed to visit other clubs or open mats or socialize with people that your instructor doesn't like.
I don't even want you to look down. I don't even want you to look up at them, dude.
Your instructor has a habit of flirting with and dating students.
Ernest.
How do you feel about that one, dude?
I am banging a student.
Your wife?
Yeah.
Come to think of it, I'm banging one too.
I had a kid with her.
Your instructor often
I think every
students.
instructor ought to have the right to dip into his academy.
Dip in, wow.
Right?
I slide up in that shit, man.
And then here's the 7 signs.
A little dip
My
of
side
snuff.
bitches, Tim.
The 7 signs you're in a cult. Opposing critical thinking.
Well,
right?
You've been thinking for yourself, brother. You're not thinking for the Lord.
Isolating members and penalizing them for leaving. Right? Doesn't that sound like you can't
Your
train anymore?
family, your ungodly family will have you wearing shorts, smoking cigarettes, and going to movies.
Emphasizing special doctrines outside of Scripture, like special sports, berimbolo, right? It's outside of Scripture. Seeking inappropriate loyalty to their leaders, right? Isn't that like trying to date your student?
I'm going to have to counsel with your wife tonight, brother.
Dishonoring the family unit.
Have you been rendering due service to your husband?
Crossing biblical boundaries of behavior versus sexual purity and personal ownership, and then separation from the church.
I'm married to the church in a spiritual way, but also in a natural way.
So, yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. The world's full of crazy people, but sometimes
all the women in the church are mine.
When we had Steve on, was it Steve who was talking about how jiu-jitsu was like church?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of cracked me up, and I thought it was funny. So
did you guys even ask Steve, like, because I wasn't invited to that, did you guys ask him, had he listened to the podcast prior to coming on?
No. He don't listen to the podcast, dude. He didn't even, I was trying to show him the app, and he was like.
He didn't
really know what a podcast was until he came
like
on.
karate chop it on your hand. Get that fucking thing out of my face.
Exactly. So, hey, we got a great show lined up. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with, who we coming back with? Gary Tonin, Denny Prokops, Eddie Cummings, and Eddie Kone. We'll be right back inside BJJ. Hey, this is Tim from Inside BJJ. I want to remind you to check out the BJJ Tour. Go to www.bjjtour.com. It's home of the All-Star American Cup and U.S. Open, featuring an amazing broadcast team.
Amazing.
From where? From
Stockton, California.
Inside
BJJ.
Check out the latest Jiu-Jitsu magazine. They featured us in their...
They even featured me, and I wasn't even there.
Grappling magazine. That's how powerful your presence is, dude. You could put a proxy in there, and they will always refer to that person as you.
I look a lot like Francisco in this photograph.
Yes, you do. So make sure you guys check it out. The BJJ Tour is coming to a city near you. They're going to be in Florida, Texas, all over the place. $50,000 in prize monies. Go to www.bjjtour.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Inside BJJ podcast. We're joined on the line with 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Denny Prokops. How you doing this morning, Denny?
Doing great. Thank you for having me on, guys.
Dude, it's a pleasure to have you on, man. We're big fans of Eddie Bravo. He comes on quite a bit, and we love talking to the 10th Planet guys, man. For my money's worth, the 10th Planet guys seem to be having the most fun when they're at the jiu-jitsu tournaments compared to all the other teams. They seem to be hanging out, having a nice time.
And they're always the coolest.
They're always the coolest dudes, like totally down to talk and hang out. None of the crazy, like, motorcycle gang, mean mugging, weird shit. So it's a pleasure to have you on, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's just like a reflection of Eddie, you know. He's made it super fun, and, you know, I think we're just reflecting him, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And he's one of those guys who, he's definitely making an impact in the jiu-jitsu world. He's done it two major ways now with the submission of Hoyler, and then the rematch obviously was a big deal. And, it's kind of cool that we're seeing this whole submission-only concept being built up, and you have a big match coming up on the next weekend at Gracie Nationals against Eddie Cummings. Tell us, how did this get set up? Because it looks like it was added a little bit later in the game, but nonetheless, it's still pretty exciting.
Yeah, so basically I was going to have a super fight, and originally it was supposed to be against me and Zach Maxwell, and I think Zach got hurt, so it didn't work out. And then Rose tried to get the meows, and then that didn't work out. And then Barrett, and then that didn't work out. And then Eddie Cummings accepted. So respect to Eddie. And, for whatever reason, with all those different guys that the super fight was presented, it didn't work out. But this one worked out. I'm really happy. And Eddie's a good challenge. He's one of the more higher profile guys coming out of the East Coast. Comes from a really good team, so I'm excited for this challenge.
Yeah, for sure. Eddie is considered to be John Danaher's star pupil, and obviously Danaher is kind of like this mystical.
Who is that?
Yeah, jiu-jitsu figure who's really amazing.
/ serial killer.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a cool dude. I actually hung out with Danaher after I competed in New York at the NY Absolute. He's a cool dude. We actually went to Five Guys. That was the first time I ever tried Five Guys. Danaher's a cool dude.
Would you go camping with him?
Would you go camping with John Danaher?
Would I go camping with him?
Yeah. If he picked the location, it was just you and him. Would you go camping for the weekend?
Sure, why not? He seems like a cool dude. I probably learned a lot of cool jiu-jitsu history and a bunch of other random cool stuff. So yeah, dude, why not?
Dude,
I've read too many novels of when you go camping with somebody, it just goes horribly wrong.
That's the main thing you're gonna ask people. If you go oh, he's a cool dude, he always says, "Would you go camping with him?"
That's a Ryan Murphy question. That actually really centered me with one person one time. No, I fucking wouldn't. He's like, then he ain't cool.
So, big match coming up. Are you concerned with the match at any level? And if you are, what are your concerns?
I mean, I'm not concerned. He obviously poses some threats with the legs, but I've been preparing for that. I've been preparing for that actually for a really long time. Probably going back to 2009. I've been preparing to face guys that throw leg locks at me. So I know he's good there, but I'm very confident in how I'll do there because of my training. And for my training, I don't run from any positions. I put myself in every position. I'm not afraid of any position. I'm not afraid of getting hurt anywhere. And I've competed so much, man. I've been competing for 14 years of my life. This is just another dude. This is just another dude that's been thrown at me, straight up. I know he's good, but I've fought so many world champions at this point, so many other guys that, to me, there were other guys that I faced that I was like, damn, I'm facing him. I mean, don't take me wrong, this guy's good, but, I'm over that.
So
I'm over,
you face guys you face guys that are better than this, then.
I think so. I think Eddie Cummings is really good. I think he's a serious threat, but I think I face better competition. Yeah, I'm not, and it's not just that. It's the guys that I train with on a daily basis. I get to train with Cairo Terra, Jake Shields, Eddie Bravo, Jean-Jacques Machado. I train with the best. I fear no one.
How good is Jean-Jacques? I mean, is he better than all the other names that you just mentioned? It seems to be what they all say.
He's all right.
I mean, I would never put anybody down, because all those guys that I mentioned, they're all amazing, but Jean-Jacques in a very unique class.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He is what they say and even more. He is what they say and even more, in ways that you cannot imagine unless you train with him. unless you train with him, unless you feel him. You have to feel him in order to know what I'm saying. You have to feel that, or else you'll never know it.
I want to
like words cannot describe training with him.
That's crazy.
It's crazy that you say that, but I do understand it. And there's just some guys are on a level that you just you can't really put into words. You can't really express it the right way.
Would he be at like the Rickson Gracie level?
Without a doubt. I mean, he was trained by Rickson. He got his red black belt from Rickson. When he was like 16 years old, he used to take an hour-and-a-half bus ride. He told me each way to go train with Rickson. A lot of, and I'm a huge Rickson Gracie fan. I love him. And, yeah, he was trained by Rickson. So, like, it was actually really cool because there was a seminar I went to, like, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And there were a lot of things that I saw, and I saw how like, my style has come to be and how certain influences are. And it's really cool. But, yeah, definitely Jean-Jacques top level, I think, for sure.
Is there anything stylistically different that you're looking to do in this fight or that you think you'll do in this match, or are you just kind of approaching it like you've approached the rest of your competitions?
I'm going to approach this one like I have the last couple ones. You know, like I've trained super hard. I know I've paid all the right prices. I know I have. There's no question in my mind. I've paid all the right prices, and I think then some. Because with every victory comes like sacrifice. So I think I've made all the right sacrifices for this one and the ones before. Basically, like I train for everything, every situation, everywhere. There's a lot of like attacks that like I'm like training for to launch, but it's like kind of like whatever happens. I like being in the moment. I like being spontaneous. I like doing different things. There's also like times that I do things in matches that I've never done before. If you look at my EBI performance, you'll see there's like things that I do that I don't plan. I just do in the moment. And I think that's when my best jiu-jitsu comes out because like the best me is like me not thinking, is me just being. And as long as I'm there, I'm fine. And the best me will come out. And that's just what I'm focused on doing is like being the best me and playing my game, and as long as I do that, I think I can beat anybody.
Since sorry, go ahead.
It's like real simple. Jean-Jacques told me. He said, Denny, play your game. You know what you're doing. Just play your game. And all the guys that I train with, they've told me the same thing. And like with Eddie too, with Eddie Bravo, because like. So now if I say Eddie, you don't know which Eddie I could be talking about. But Eddie Bravo told me the same thing too. He's like, just be aware on the legs and, just do your thing, And I told Eddie too, when it comes like when we're talking about this match, I'm like, I'm going to do everything to maximize like my resources. I've done everything I can to train. In other words,
Hey, since you're
you forgot believe in Jesus.
What about Jesus?
Exactly.
What about Jesus?
You forgot, put your faith in Jesus, dude.
Yeah. Put your faith in Jesus,
Brother.
Buddha,
Helio Gracie.
all the other great prophets, right? Muhammad.
Whoa.
Who else? Abraham. Who else? Come on, help me out, guys.
Carlson
Whoever
Gracie.
you believe in.
Those sound good. Those are some good ones. What were you going to say, Matt?
Since you're a 10th Planet student, a student of Eddie Bravo, how much has cannabis influenced your jiu-jitsu?
Dude, let's be hella real. No one's ever competed on the higher level like I have and put a weed leaf on their back like I did at EBI and did what I did.
Awesome.
No one smokes dope and flows like the way that I do, bro.
It's interesting that you said that you're just gonna go and just be in the moment and just do it. Just you try things that you've never done before, and that really goes against the conventional coaching advice, which is, hey, don't go trying anything new in a tournament. Stick to your game. Do the things you're good at. It's not the time to experiment. I think it's interesting that you're saying the exact opposite.
Well, I'm not though, because like. Even though, like, I know what I'm good at, I can put, like, so, like, I've been doing this for such a long time that, like, I know so many moves that just the right one has to come out at the right time. And sometimes I make it a little different because I understand the timing is different. But I understand that that is the right moment to launch the attack or to make the space for the defense. You know what I mean? Like, they're moves that I know. Like, I can just see the moment for them and just go for it. That's what it is. It's not like for the rest, like, everything that I'm going to do, like, on some level, I've done it, though. Like, I know it, and I know it very well. I'm just going to see maybe a little bit of a different moment just because he has a little bit of a different body type. He fires his move in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah, it's like if you're cooking and you got a recipe that you've made a bunch of times, you could start modifying that thing right on the fly. And you're doing new things.
And
yeah, I get it.
I think there's a more manly analogy for that, Tim, but cooking is a good one, too.
Yeah, hey, man. Whatever, dude. I'm trying to have a good talk with Denny here, man.
It's all right. I'm sure Danny understands cooking.
So
Dude, I love to cook. My parents own a restaurant.
Wow.
And,
where's the restaurant at?
It's in San Francisco.
You know who else enjoys cooking? My wife. Dude.
Hey, what's the name of your parents' restaurant, man?
We're going to go.
Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome.
Ocean Pizza Restaurant.
There you go, man. Ocean Pizza Restaurant.
That sounds good. I want some pizza right now.
Heck yeah. So
dude, my dad makes killer pizza. He's been making pizza since like 1978, I believe.
Pizza My Heart's pretty good, dude. I don't know.
Oh, dude, you're sacrilegious. Get out.
Reps,
of here.
dude. Reps. All I gotta say is reps, dude.
Yeah.
How many dudes at Pizza My Heart have made like about 1 million pizzas?
Right.
My dad's probably done that.
I just wanted you to convince me, dude. I'm just saying that's the only place I can get decent pizza when I go to Pizza My Heart.
But
I don't want to get bummed out trying some new shit.
You know what though, dude? Denny came back strong because he just came back with reps.
Exactly.
Reps,
hey,
bro.
that's all he had to do.
1 million reps.
That's all he had to do to convince me.
I just came at you with some straight up jiu-jitsu knowledge, bro.
Nice.
Don't lie, dog. Numbers don't lie.
Jiu-jitsu's in everything. You make pizza, you do 1,000 reps, you put 1 million pepperonis
My
on.
brother, you're going to say like.
Oh man, we lost Denny. Dang, dude, that was sweet, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Denny Prokops, dude. I like his approach, dude. I think he's got a good approach.
Dude, he shut me down with reps.
He shut you down with one word.
Seriously,
reps.
That's the best way. You can talk out of your ass. He knew what he was talking about. He said reps. I'm like, holy shit.
I'm gonna get him back real quick, just so we can.
Fuck Pizza My Heart.
Pizza My Heart's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. They're
really
pretty
good, actually.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys fucking dropped that shit.
Sorry, brother. Dude.
Damn, right when my Hanapo was coming out, the best moment of him.
Ah, damn, dude. You just said, hey, brother, and then it was like I looked at the phone. I'm like, dude, he's gone.
Fucking Metro, dude.
I know, man. Sorry about that, Denny. But dude, we're looking forward to seeing you, man. It's gonna be a great fight.
Real quick, any predictions for your fight?
Victory.
Nice.
Victory.
Hey, dude. Next time somebody asks you, I want you to just say reps.
Every time, dude.
Reps, bro.
That's gonna be my answer for everything now.
That's
reps.
great, dude. That was awesome. Denny, we're looking forward to it, and I want to remind our listeners they could check it out. Go to GracieNationals.com if you're in the Los Angeles area. Be sure and check it out. They got the Fit Expo going on at the same time.
There'd be hella hot chicks, bro.
It's crazy. There's like bodybuilders and CrossFitters.
I'm gonna get a fucking great fake tan, dude.
Gnarly jiu-jitsu athletes. It's awesome.
And you know what's really cool? Also, for the people that can't make it, it's going to be streamed free.
Oh, is
Holy
it?
shit.
I didn't know that. Do you have a URL for that?
Man, I don't, but I'm pretty sure that Rose Gracie's going to be posting it all over the place, and I'll post it on my Instagram, my Facebook, and all my social media when I get it. But that's going to be really, that's going to be really cool. And
yeah, right on. That sounds good, dude. All right, dude, we're looking forward to it, man. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us this morning, dude, and we'd love to bring you back on, dude, do a full segment with you. I think it'd be sweet.
Yeah, man, I'm totally down. Just let me know whenever, you guys want me to come on.
Sounds
you guys got my number? Text me.
Dude, I know you messed up, dude, because we'll be texting you now all night, like 3 in the morning.
Dude.
Hey, Denny, what are you doing? Hey, bro.
Just do me a favor. Don't send me any fucking weird pictures of yourself, dude.
Well, not of myself.
It's gonna happen.
Hey, Denny, thanks a lot, man. Have a great day, dude.
For sure. You too, guys.
All right,
Thank you
brother.
very much.
Bye.
Later.
Late.
Fucking raps, dude.
That's a real mellow motherfucker that's gonna smoke some weed and just do some jiu-jitsu all day.
Yeah.
I like it. I actually like his approach to it.
Let's see if we could get Eddie Cummings on the show now. You all right?
You doing it every time you say his last name? He's doing more outrageous organ.
Hey, Eddie, this is Tim inside BJJ. Dude, my phone is just dropping randomly, dude. It's dropping calls on me.
Maybe you get fucking Metro dropped and you fucking get a real.
Metro?
I thought your people liked like high quality shit, but I guess you guys like a deal more than you like.
I
high
swear to
quality.
God, what seems like happening is Siri is picking up our voices and just like doing stuff. It's weird.
Weird. Why is Siri being weird about it? What if I said?
I don't know. Hey, Eddie, this is Tim from Inside BJJ.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. I'm sorry. My phone is tripping out a little bit today. It's been, it keeps dropping calls, dude. Something's going on, man. Damn it.
What if I said, Siri, call Ernest?
Hey, let's take a quick break. I'm going to get this phone situation figured out, and we'll be right back with Inside
new burger
the
place?
B.
Thank you for calling Ben Holt College Preparatory.
It's just making calls, dude. It's crazy.
You want to use my phone?
It's charged. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Want to use my phone?
Gracie Veterano, old family first fam. Taught the world to swing that double-edged sword, it works fam. BJJ from GJJ, like Cool Herc gave birth to what your DJ plays. But despite the lineage, I will never be closed-minded. Refuse to see beyond the lines, you go blind. Rocker travels a 10th planet, I flow free. I'm welcome on mini-mats, gi to no gi. Though my branch traces roots to the original tree. Roots sprouted from the original seed. Water with blood, sweat, and tears, spotlight with sunlight. That tree became a forest, Valetudo done right. Then Hoist dominated them all in one night. And hate Sean hasn't been beaten in one fight. Flow with the goal, him a hit on an Holly note. That to continue to win, we must continue to grow. Let's go! We did it, mama, we did it. We did it for the love of the game. We did it, mama, we did it. I did it for. Yes, sir. We did it, mama, we did it. The game will never be the same. We did it, mama, we did it. I did it for. Triumphant, born with pride and abundance. Look up to the sky, hide a little smile and amusement. Never grow accustomed to lose and live and die for the love of this music. Cabela thrives when the times are the toughest and truest. Keep in mind when the universe gets aligned. When the remnants of this verse are injected into your spine. There'll be evidence of this platform, we rock it all the time. Better in what we stand for, the anchor and the line straight. Slap on a trophy if anybody provokes. I'm in it to win and repping for my fam and my folks. They say just rap now, man, this is murder he wrote. It's like Mickey D's on the streets, if you look in the coat, you can compound your creed with the image of hope. Study the foul physics of falsified gimmicks. Rise and fall with it and try to ride different. Your life ain't worth living if you ain't got vision. Come on. We did it, mama, we did it. We did it for the love of the game. We did it, mama, we did it. I did it for. Yes, sir. We did it, mama, we did it. The game will never be the same. We did it, mama, we did it. I did it for. Fucking alliance and tech planet rocking with Irish science. Silencing all these idiots caught up in all their ignorance. Two clans fighting under the same banner. We all got love for this ground game and that's all that matters. In the balance of the teachings of the grand master. I'm trying to master the system, that's what I'm after. And stay true to the craft, spark trees to relax. Old school lyrical lacing the track. And I'm working the angles on me sharp and precise, man. Back in the day when I was learning and rocking this mic. Paying homage to the classic shit. Dilated, undisputed heavyweights repping Los Angeles. And
BJJ from GJJ, like Cool Herc gave birth to what your DJ plays. But despite the lineage, I will never be closed-minded. Refuse to see beyond the lines, you go blind.
Hey, Eddie, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. Let's jump back into this here. That was awesomely bad. I apologize for that. I have my co-host Matt and Ernest on the line. Can you hear us all right?
Hello, sir.
I can hear you.
Awesome.
Don't hear the other guys.
Can you hear me?
Are you there?
I can hear you now.
Right on.
Awesome. Great. Okay, so we'll jump back in here.
Okay.
I'd like to welcome you back to the Inside BJJ podcast. We're joined on the line with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, trains with a real good group of guys up in the East Coast, Henzo Gracie and John Danaher.
I've heard of that guy.
Yeah, who's Henzo? Who? And he's got a big super match coming up against Denny Prokops at Gracie Nationals next weekend. We'd like to welcome Eddie Cummings to the show. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me, man. Really a pleasure to be here.
Man, it's good to have you on, especially on Super Bowl Sunday. A lot of people don't want to do anything the day that there's a Super Bowl, so we appreciate you coming on. I know jiu-jitsu grapplers and mixed martial artists are kind of cut from a different cloth. They don't traditionally usually care about the Super Bowl as much as normal folks do, but it's good to have you on, man.
Yeah, that's thank you. Yeah, it's probably an understatement. Actually, on my way to my second session of training today. So, yeah, I believe there's something going on, but I'm not sure what kind of sport event is happening today.
So this is a big match coming up for you. Tell us how it got set up. It looks like it kind of got added towards the end here, and it looks like a pretty exciting matchup.
Yeah, I was really, really stoked when I heard about it. My training partner, Gary Tonnen, actually, is the one who I think talked to Rose Gracie about it. Denny was supposed to have a super fight, I believe, against, was it Barrett Yoshida, maybe?
Oh, wow.
Maybe I'm wrong. And I believe he was hurt training for it. So they needed, just a smaller guy, in a pinch to go against Denny. And Gary's like, well, I have a small training partner.
I happen to know a small training partner who's pretty good.
What's that?
He's like, I happen to know a small training partner who's pretty good.
Exactly. So it's sort of just perfect, the stars and the moon aligned, so to speak, just to bring the match together. But I was very excited when I heard about it. I think Denny's a great competitor, so I'm very excited about it.
Now, your match isn't no time limit as well, is it?
It is, I believe.
Okay, so they're all no time limit. Holy shit, that's crazy.
I believe so. The rules are still a little vague, but Denny competes in all rule sets. I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll just be grappling.
Yeah, I think it's no rules, just no time limit, and you go tell them motherfucker taps. That's some real.
Yeah, that's what I assume will happen.
That's
I know
some real Gracie shit right there.
Releasing submissions when the person stands up with you and stuff like that. But
the other thing, I guess at the last minute, they're supposed to enact a no heel hook rule. How do you feel about that?
Is that true?
No, I'm just messing with you.
I was like, really? That's not good.
Are you aware of the weapons
There'll
rule?
be no leg locks.
Are you aware of the weapons
rule?
rule?
Right before the match, the ref's going to be like, by the way, leg locks are completely bad. It's like, wait, what? Go.
Rose will step out on the match and be like, my grandfather hated leg locks. No leg locks.
But after an hour, if there's no submission, they throw in a club because you should know Gracie club defenses.
So
you should know how to defend yourself against a knife. So we're both going to give the guys knives right now.
Oh man, now you're talking.
Well, only one of you because you
ring
have
of
to show
fire,
defense.
all that stuff. That'd be awesome, man.
Tell us how you're training for Denny.
Gator pit.
Well, Danaher is running the camp for me and Gary Tonnen. So he's been a fan of these sort of 2-week mini camps, emphasizing training for a specific opponent. We've utilized them well in the past for some of Gary's camps. Basically, it entails 2 positional specific training sessions a day, along with our normal rolling and repping routines that we don't change. So it's pretty intense. I did a Shark Tank yesterday where just for an hour straight, I had a bunch of very, very good grapplers from the Henry Gracie Academy just keep switching in after a minute on me just to test my mental fortitude, so to speak, for a sub-only no time limit match. So we'll do 2 of those for this camp too. But yeah, Danaher is the mastermind behind it. He's got very specific drills, positional training, like I said, designed for the opponent.
Do you feel like you could question Danaher? Like, you know, if he puts something out there, do you ever go like, "Nah, I disagree," or is it just?
Oh,
I'm not going to do that
all the time, but I'm usually wrong.
Sit down.
Yeah,
Let me tell you why you're wrong, Eddie.
What's that? Yeah. Let him sit down, and if he's in a good mood, he'll explain why you're wrong. If he's not, he'll just let you know you are. We've never really disagreed on a technique here or there, but over the long term, I'm always swayed to his way of thinking. So I think he's been around for quite some time.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
very knowledgeable.
It's a pretty cool experience to be able to train with him. John Danaher, for us on the West Coast, he's kind of like a mystery because he's not self-promoting and he's not really out there that much. And once in a while, you'll see him or you'll hear from him, but most of the time, he's just kind of like a hermit jiu-jitsu genius almost, you know?
Or Lloyd Irvin is behind his promotion. He's a mystery to us
too on the East Coast.
So, man, that's cool. How excited are you about this opportunity getting out to Gracie Nationals? Rose and Javi have been, you know, building up this event for quite a few years now, and they switched to the, you know, basically submission-only 15-minute time limit format for their tournament a few years ago, and now they're ushering in some super fights and stuff like that. And it's growing momentum, and it seems to be a pretty cool thing. How excited are you to be able to compete in it?
I am very, very excited. I mean, the event itself, I was actually going out to compete in the event itself. So I was flying out anyway.
Nice,
I definitely believe in the event. I like the idea of submission only. In general, me and Gary Tonin are both very big fans of it. And in general, Danaher and our lineage, you know, tends to really, really enjoy that type of competition. There's downsides, obviously, you know, the logistics of a no time limit match. You know, at what point do you say, hey,
yeah, right.
It's been 2.5 hours, maybe we should call it a day.
What's the longest you've ever grappled?
Form of grappling, you know? What's that?
What's the longest you've ever grappled at one time? I mean, have you ever gone like 3 hours?
I've had
or
sub-only, no time limit matches before that have gone about an hour or so.
Jesus Christ.
So.
The way I prepare for that is I grapple for 24 hours straight. As I have guys, I have a group of 5 guys come in every 2 hours to keep them fresh. The only thing better than that is like wrestling with God for like 7 days, and then he like zaps your hip.
Yeah,
because
I
you're just too much.
A demigod for a 3-hour battle. You know.
Yeah.
No, it's I mean, no time limit's difficult to prepare for. My experience in it is typically what'll happen is, you know, one person will typically attack most of the time, and the other person will defend in those really long matches, you know. If people have submissions, that is. You know, sometimes you get 2 guys who really aren't submission grapplers, and they're going at each other, and they realize about 10 minutes in they really have no ability to submit the other person, you know, until they're very tired. So those can go on a while. They definitely can be drawn out depending on the grapplers who are competing.
But not when you're a leg lock master.
What's that?
Not when you're a leg lock master. It's not going to get drawn.
No, well, master might be a lofty way to describe it, but I study them very intensely. I try hard, you know.
Do you ever feel like there's a skewed perception towards guys who have a really good leg lock game in the grappling world? Sometimes I feel like people view them like they're cheating or they're taking a shortcut.
I mean, certainly so. I think it's the fact that, I mean, the legs are very available, particularly when we talk about, like, no-gi sub-only rules with heel hooks and all that. It's very easy to get to the legs, so you don't have the same time you have with a lot of upper body submissions. You know, your typical upper body submission, you got to pass the guard, you got to control the person, you got to set it up, you got to enter into it, and then finish. Like, the person has a lot of time. Like, typically, if you pass the guard, you set up an armbar, and then you finish the guy genuinely feels like you beat him. You know, you beat him in a lot of different areas. Whereas with a leg lock, you can set it up from a lot of different places without even having to necessarily pass the guy's guard or positionally control and dominate him. You know, you have to control a leg, and that's a different type of positional control, but it's not the traditional sort of view of positional control in jiu-jitsu. So I think it's easy to feel like you got robbed when you got caught with a leg lock.
You get a lot of the Tank Abbott. He caught me in a silly little submission type of a thing, right?
Exactly.
Some people say if you focus too much on leg locks, it'll make your passing weak. But I wanted to ask you, because since you're known as being a leg lock guy, does it ever help your passing because they're so scared of your leg attacks that you actually pass?
Absolutely. I think that's like the best way to sort of pass guard is to have a legitimate leg lock attack. Basically, that prevents somebody from leaving their legs around your body, which makes it a lot harder to control guard. Like where I train at Henzo's, we do a lot of leg locks. So people play guards very, very differently than they do elsewhere because everyone's very, very concerned about the leg lock. So it's easier to pass a lot of these guys' guards, but they play a guard in such a way to prevent easy leg lock entrances. So it's definitely, a legitimate threat while passing the guard. And I think if, you have this ideal grappler, I think that the perfect grappler definitely attacks legs with passes interchangeably. If we dream up a perfect grappler, I think that's an excellent way to pass guard by threatening the legs. For sure.
And it seems like with the current competitive rule set that the leg lock game is the biggest kind of hole in jiu-jitsu, high-level jiu-jitsu practitioners' game. If they're going to have a hole, or a weakness, it's usually somewhere around the leg locks.
Absolutely, and it's a very dangerous hole to have because, as you mentioned, it's very, very easy to get to the leg typically from all different positions. So you can enter in and we can have a conversation about leg locks very easily in a grappling match.
How do you feel about 50-50 guard?
About what?
50-50 is good with a heel hook, man, right? I mean, play that all day.
When you put heel hooks in, like 50-50, double guard pulls, and these are exciting positions. Well, when you have, a full repertoire of leg locks to use and reaping and all that.
They're
very
like
exciting
saying,
positions. Like, they're not boring at all.
That's like saying you have a very exciting, you have somebody with a juicy ass in there in prison. You're like, oh, prison rules? And he has like a sweet ass and he's not going to wear any underwear. Like, that's cool. That's very exciting. That's a very exciting situation. Like what
from a
dipshit
perspective, I suppose it is, right?
Wow.
You're walking in, it's like, man, that guy's on my radar, right?
I just wanted to speak in terms that you understand. I just want to make sure that you understand what I'm talking about.
Wow.
I was playing some 50.
I understand the analogy. Thank you for that.
You're
Breaking
welcome.
it down in terms I can understand.
You're welcome. I was playing 50-50 with somebody training the other day. I'm like, what a fucking stupid position, dude. The only reason why this position exists is because they took away heel hooks. That shit would have never existed. Who the fuck would put their ankle like that? Back in the day, before like people started frowning and banning heel hooks, when it was all good, nobody would ever put their fucking that would be considered bad jiu-jitsu to put your foot in that position.
Absolutely. And you see the way guys pass 50-50 and stuff, man. Their heels like ridiculously exposed.
Yeah.
Like it's absurd. Like the positions you put yourself in when there's a submission that would destroy you in these positions. And it's just such an artificial. It's not that the position's artificial. It's that the movements based on this position are artificial on the understanding that, all right, this guy's not going to heel hook me. A lot of the IBJF movements, I think.
That's like a boxer going into like kickboxing in a boxer. Like, oh, I don't have to worry about fucking getting kicked because now I'm just in a boxing match. Like, so I can do all this stupid ass head bobbing.
Yeah,
I don't have to worry about getting kicked in the face.
That's what's so cool about Gracie Nationals.
That's precisely what it's like. Yeah.
The only thing though, it is interesting.
I like the prison analogy better, but
yeah. Can we relate this to ass rape in some way?
Yeah.
I understand that better.
Bring it back. Let's bring it back to ass rape.
Yeah.
Gracie Nationals, their rule set. I think Javi just released a video explaining the rules. Their rules are pretty much similar. I think the only thing that's kind of weird is their jumping guard versus pulling guard situation, which I think if you're going to let people do heel hooks, you should let people jump guard. Right?
There's no jumping guard. What the fuck?
There's certainly an argument for that. You can pull guard though, like so you can sit into butterfly and stuff, right? I believe that's the case. Right?
Yeah, you can pull it. You can't jump.
What I've seen some like really fucking shitty like MMA douchebags run across the arena and jump guard and blow somebody's knee out, and you can tell like right away like the other person was really fucking good and they were going to win that tournament. But in their first match, they had, because there's no seeding in jiu-jitsu tournaments.
That's a submission, though, right? If I jump guard,
I could kick you in your fucking knee.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know.
It's such a dangerous movement. Like in the gym, I mean, we have one of our best black belts actually was severely injured by someone jumping guard like a few months ago. So, I mean, it's banned actually from when we train. We're not allowed to jump close guard when we train at all. We can do every heel hook in the book. We can't jump close guard. The idea is that, you know, you can cause such a devastating injury without giving the person any time to tap. Yeah, so it's very, you know, as a professional, you know, I want to allow, I like training with slams. I like competing with slams. I think that's more realistic. I think we should be looking to add things into our grappling rule set as opposed to take them away. Now, I know strikes, you know, we turn into MMA. I'm not saying we should have MMA or Gracie Street challenges, but let's add submissions when we can. You know, slams, I mean, if you look at ADCC, they've been allowing slams, and very few people have ever been hurt with the slam, you know, because people know to let go. Like, if you're a high-level grappler, you respect that. I think jumping close guard is sort of similar in the sense that, well, you got to prepare yourself. Of course, somebody running across the mat and jumping on your knees is difficult to defend for anybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's me and my training partner have actually dreamed up an art that only involves hurling yourself exclusively at your training partner's knees. It'd be the most devastating art ever. No one would ever want to fight you. You know, you think Polaris is scary? All this guy does is jump on your knees, stand up, and jump at your knees again.
I like that.
You know, speaking of Paul Harris.
Yeah, that's exciting, right? You want to train that.
Yeah.
You mentioned Paul Harris. I've always felt like, I mean, I know he's held on to some shit for too long, right? But when you're going for legs, a lot of guys don't get the fucking leg lock because they don't crank the motherfucking shit, and then they take punches to the face. Like,
right here is fine, thank you. Sorry, man. Sorry, talking the taxi
that was
driver.
cool. I was just
Sorry, brother.
He speaks English?
Yeah, right here's good. Thank you.
You're a bastard, Ernest.
I'm surprised.
You're not a good person, Ernest.
I'm not a good person. Hey,
Conor McGregor.
I'll tell you who's not fucking good people. He's a fucking cab drivers.
You know what?
You fucking work in America, right? Speak fucking English.
So get back to what you were saying, Eddie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have actually a good response to, like, Polaris holding on and injuring people and leg locks, too, because it actually happens to me a lot in tournaments as well. Like, I will...
You there?
Hang on.
Oh, no problem. No
worries. Yeah, sorry, man. I'm in the middle of a commute. I mean, in tournaments, I actually, unfortunately, injure a lot of people. And I think it's mostly a lack of awareness. Very few people actually know how to do, for instance, an outside heel hook correctly. So, you know, they've never experienced in the gym. They think rolling out is going to help, and it's really not the right way to escape. And they get injured, you know, doing the wrong escape, just sort of through misinformation a lot of times. You know, if we taught people the wrong escape to an armbar, you know, had them, like, try to bridge out and just pull their arm out, you know, you'd have a lot of injuries in arm bars as well. I think it's just a matter of knowledge, and the more that people learn it, the safer they'll become, so to speak. People will tap earlier, they'll recognize it. So I definitely think that's something that will happen over time. You know, they'll become safer. People will respect them more as real submissions.
Let me ask you this about leg lock, since you're close to a leg lock master. This is my dream. Would it ever be possible to hit a WWE figure four leg lock in a jiu-jitsu match?
Actually, there's some exotic leg locks that are valid for certain. There's like some very, very cool ones. The actual figure four leg lock? No. Probably not. But, I mean, it depends, you know, if you're fighting a white belt, I'm sure you could submit them in anything. But a legitimate grappler, there's a limited range of movements you're going to be able to hit on them.
I don't know, man. Ric Flair is pretty good.
Ric Flair.
I'm going to master... I'm going to master twister side control into a figure four leg lock, Greg the Hammer Valentine style.
Nice.
Man, that'd be awesome. If you hit that, you'll be a god forever. I'm going to start training under you immediately.
I'll open up my own school. I'll call it 11th Planet.
11th. Nice.
11th Planet, yeah.
It'll be a
nice.
chubby...
Planet guys, that'd be great.
You're like, wait, is that the one with the little skinny Mexican dude that does all the crazy moves? And it's with the chubby Mexican dude, and it's one higher. Get it? Because it's a little bit bigger than the intent.
Got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Right. Good.
Good.
So Eddie,
prison rape. What's up?
So, what's your prediction for your match coming up on Sunday?
I mean, it's going to be very interesting. Like, Denny presents a lot of interesting problems. You know, he's a very tough grappler. Does a lot of things very well. You know, it's hard to come in with generalized predictions. You know, I have a game plan. I'm sure he does as well. So, I'm hoping I'm going to win. Obviously I predict that. But, it's hard to, put money on any of that, I think he's going to try to get to static positions, maybe work takedowns, and I'll try to keep movement-based positions going, looking to win in a scramble probably. So. Is that vague enough while still giving information?
Nah, man, that's good. Hey, it's tough, dude. Denny's a tough opponent. He's game. He's had a lot of big matches, and he's, obviously he's looking forward to it, and he's going to represent, and you're coming down. You're going to represent. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. I'm excited to see it. I can't wait to watch it in person.
He was on a minute ago, and he said something. I think he said something about you being a bitch. And he might have mentioned something. He might have mentioned something about your mother.
I got this.
And I think he said, "Fuck your hood," something like that, and all your dead homies.
He said, he was talking shit on Biggie Smalls.
My family, and my mom, It's like,
he said it's West. I think kind of
surprisingly critical of Israel. It's like, wow, really, Denny?
I think I wrote something down. Let me see if I remember it. He said, "It's West Coast for life, motherfuckers. Fuck all you bitch ass Hanzo motherfuckers."
You just picked up. You're like, "Hey, Denny, pleasure to have you." He's like, "West Coast for life, bitches," and then hangs up.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward.
Who shot you?
We're looking forward to seeing it. Want to remind our listeners they could check out, go to GracieTournaments.com. Word is that it's going to be streamed for free on the web. I don't have any info on that, but I'm sure if you check out GracieTournaments.com, you can get some more information. If you're in the Los Angeles area, please be sure and check it out. It's going to be at the Convention Center, downtown L.A. They got the Fit Expo going on at the same time, all kinds of cool stuff. It's going to be a great time, and we're looking forward to it, man. Best of luck to you, dude. Thanks for joining the show today.
Thanks so much for having me, man. I appreciate it, man. I'll look for you guys down there, all right?
Right on, man. Sounds good. Have a good one, Eddie.
Late.
Later.
All right, you too.
Thanks, bro.
Prison rape.
All right.
Eddie Cummings, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice. It's so nice.
They're both cool. They're both pretty cool guys, too. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Very nice.
Very nice. So yeah, we're gonna line up Gary Tonnen here. I'm gonna have to get him on the line if I can find him. No, that's Eddie Kone. That's the wrong one here. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Dude, what's going on?
And welcome back to the Inside BJJ podcast. This is a segment where we take some listener phone calls. Matt lines these up, and we bang through them. We never know who we're going to talk to. Typically, sometimes Matt surprises us. Sometimes he doesn't.
Wade.
Yeah, Wade. Where you at, Wade? Get some balls, Wade.
He's on the city bus right now going to work.
Wade's at the public library trying to log into Windows 95 so he could browse his AOL email. Wade. So, hey, we're joined on the line with Drew. What's shaking, Drew?
What's happening, fellas? How you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic, man. Thanks for joining us today, dude. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Where are you calling from?
I am calling from New Hampshire, about 35 minutes north of Boston, right over the line. Salem, New Hampshire.
Nice.
Yeah, the Free or Die state.
New Hampshire. It's got to be pretty damn cold out there right now, huh?
It's freezing, and we had, it's like single digits. We had 30 inches this week. We got another 12 to 18 coming in tonight.
That's what she said.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's
what
my wife wishes I could.
Hey, where do you train at? What belt are you?
Okay, so I train at Hensville, Gracie, New Hampshire. There's 2 locations, Salem and Exeter, New Hampshire, and I am a blue belt, 2 stripes.
Nice.
How much do
It didn't take me 10 years.
How much do you weigh?
I am 6 feet tall. I weigh 180.
Wow, you're
all the time.
What's your bench press?
My bench press right now, or best ever? I'm
ever.
pretty weak.
Best ever.
Best ever, 225.
That's not bad.
That's it.
Motherfuckers
yeah, I don't
lie.
really.
Motherfuckers lie about their bench press all the time, man. That's a respectable bench press.
Do you have abs?
Yeah, once. I have 3 abs.
3 abs. That's hella funny. You know,
yeah,
that's the right now is the key when there's a deficiency, right? So
Everybody says
how
it.
much do you weigh? Like right now?
380.
Yeah, right now.
That means you're fat. When you like, how much do you bench press? And it like means like you really don't bench press. You're like, well, right now.
That's like if you ask me what.
Yeah, I don't bench press anything.
It's like how big is
Jiu-Jitsu? I just train Jiu-Jitsu.
Dude,
how
if you
big is your
want-
dick right now? It's like not. It's not
Ask
really
me what
hard,
belt
like-
color I am.
What belt color are you?
Right now?
Right now?
Well, right now my instructor's holding me back, so I'm still brown belt.
like,
But
a couple stripes.
so, hey, dude.
You need a better instructor than Tim.
I know, dude. Right? How did you come about the podcast, dude?
The podcast, I think it was from an Eddie Bravo interview back. I was actually looking through the whole podcast to try and figure out when I started listening. And I think it was around 2012 when you had Eddie Bravo on. And him and Joe Rogan actually kind of got me into Jiu-Jitsu just by listening to their podcast. And then I got into Jiu-Jitsu and then I fell in love with it right away. I became one of those Jiu-Jitsu nerds and started training all the time. I've only been training for just over 2 years, and but I do it, 4 or 5 times a week. I love it. So once I heard your guys' podcast, I got into it. You guys, one thing I want to say, people who hate on you guys for your banter, they can suck it, because how you guys speak is normal. You guys talk like men, like normal dudes hanging out, drinking beers. You talk shit on each other. You'll get mad. You'll storm off with headphones. And you'll get mad over headphones and shit.
Oh my God.
That's what bros do. Fellas do that. When you're friends, you do that. And
this man threw me out of his house.
People don't like that. Fuck them.
Hey,
yeah, well, you guys are back, though. That's what happens. You get in a fight, and then you're back at it.
Yeah,
it doesn't last forever.
He made up for it.
We're better for it.
He sucked me off real good after he did that.
Hey, if there was one thing you could change about the show, what would it be? You fire Matt and Ernest, right? But go ahead.
No, I actually like Matt and Ernest, to be honest with you. I think they're a good addition to the show. Except Ernest should step up his game to get. He shouldn't be having 10-year blue belt. But that's another story.
Wait a minute.
He just blamed Ernest for Matt's lack of consistency.
Okay, wait. I only 2 years? I trained with you for 2 years, maybe. Ernest, 2 years
total.
I started training at places. There were no belts. I trained at the Lions Den. I did some MMA. So really, it's not 10 years I trained in jiu-jitsu. It's just a joke, really.
Oh, now we're gonna get real. Real
It's
talk.
true.
Hey, everybody. Real talk.
He did like
Real
3
talk.
years. He did like 3 years of wushu.
I'm 1-0 of the undefeated record. None of my fights have gone out of the first round.
Hey, I was with you, dude. I was with you. I had to hold your hand and calm you down. You're spazzing out. Thought you were going to start speaking in tongues, dude. You're going to pull a Marvin Eastman on me backstage. So what would you change about the show if you could, man?
Not much, to be honest. The only thing I'll tell you, my personal preference, I don't like the inspirational guys who come in and want to say all this inspirational bullshit.
I
Because
totally agree.
chances are they're the rich guy who gets to train all the time and life is great and easy. And that's not most of the people who train jiu-jitsu, Most of the people I know, they struggle just like everybody else. Shit is hard. Life is hard. And, I don't want to hear someone say, you can be the best you can be.
Be the best you. Just be the best you. And then they talk like this.
You just have to believe.
They talk like in a tough whisper. They're like, you know what? You just got to visualize. You have to visualize.
Yeah.
And you have to bring out the best you.
You guys are real assholes. You know that?
Fuck them. Hey, I like this. Dude,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? You're backing up what I said. Like, Tim's like, he's giving me shit for checking out with these guys. And I'm like, fuck those guys, dude. They're just as corny as any fucking prison counselor, dude.
Yes.
How you going to counsel prisoners?
Agreed.
You're going to counsel prisoners about their behavior, and you ain't never fucking been in a fucking fist fight, much less fucking been through that.
Exactly.
Yeah, shut that. It's horse shit is what it is. It's just
Yeah.
bullshit.
The people who tell those old school stories, like Steve Heath, the behind the scenes stuff, that stuff is awesome. I'm like on the edge of my seat listening to those old stories. Even Matt, hearing about a little bit more about your training, I think you should talk more about that. I had no idea you had all that type of experience from way before the UFC became big. That's OG right there. Tupac is OG, but Matt Freeman is OG.
Dude, I'll
tell you that.
Matt Freeman is the Forrest Gump of Northern California MMA because his mug is in every single thing that happened. He was there, and you're like, why were you there? I don't know, man. My bro was there, and I just went. I showed up. I was in the crowd. I was on the side. I was trying to get in.
Backstage at the UFC.
I snuck into a couple of events actually.
It doesn't
That's
surprise
awesome.
me.
in the backstage of the
you
UFC.
need-
They gave
that's
you as
the
many
stuff
coconut
you guys
waters
should
you
stick
want.
with.
One time I put on a hoodie, right, and I went around the back, started acting like I was warming up, and I just walked right where the fighters go.
Such
and I
an
walked
ass,
right.
dude. I love it, dude. I love you, Matt. Matt is like from the
Fucking
movies,
jerk off,
dude.
dude.
He's from the movies, and lightning struck the screen, and he stepped out of the screen, and now he's in real life, but he
That's
doesn't
so
realize
funny.
it. So, Drew, dude, thanks for
Who would
calling.
have known that Stockton had all of that? You know, Stockton's got history. So yeah, you guys need to do more of that. And I know I'm wrapping up. So just before I go, Tim, my sympathies to you. I hope you're doing well with everything that went on. I hope you're hanging in there. And Matt, also, I know you guys stay strong and you know, you
Right
fight
on.
a good fight.
Thanks, brother, man.
All right.
Thanks for
Thanks a
calling,
lot, dude.
All right,
Yeah,
dude.
no problem.
Have a good
You
one,
guys
bro.
are awesome. Keep it
All
up.
right.
For
All right.
life.
Thanks,
Peace.
bro. All right, bye.
Great.
Late. Let's jump over to Chad. We got Chad on the line. What's up, Chad?
What's going on, man?
209, motherfucker.
Is this
209, baby.
Is this 209, Chad?
This is the real Chad.
Yeah, this is 209.
Oh, this is country Chad. I know Chad.
Who the fuck do you think it was? What other Chad would it be?
I don't know. I thought it was Chad is like a really cool 80s guy's name, right? Chad. I don't know any other Chads, actually. Do you know any other Chads?
Chad's the only dude I know that he wears kind of like, he's like, dude, is this guy like a construction worker? Is he like working a ranch?
Or has he just got back from hunting?
And the truth is that he was just breakdancing with with Bobby Curley in his fucking garage smoking weed. Fucking dunk. Is this only guy? Weren't you wearing cowboy boots when you fucking showed us you could dunk? Fucking guy's wearing tight jeans with a fucking big ass buckle and a tight T-shirt tucked in, and he's like, I'm gonna dunk. I'm like, you're not gonna fucking dunk. He had it. Fucking put his beer down and fucking went and dunked on a regulation hoop with fucking cowboy boots on. I'm like, what the fuck?
I've done a lot of things in them cowboy boots, man.
Chad, do you actually listen to the show?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I started listening when I remember it was when Nick did his show at the weigh-ins is when I ran into Matt and he told me about you guys were doing the podcast, and that's when I started tuning in, you know. And I've been like, you know, bouncing around everywhere, so I always try to catch up when I can. And the other day when I heard that Steve one, man, I was just that was the best podcast I've ever listened to. Like, it was the most enjoyable 2 hours that I've had in a long time.
It was good.
Awesome,
yeah.
You gotta pay extra $50 for some better hookers, then, man.
Oh.
Yeah,
wow.
right. I know. Huh? Well, bro, that's 5 minutes. That's not 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Wowzers.
You know, it's
You're
nice
paying.
to
You're
get
paying by the nut still, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
only one trip to the salad bar. It's nice to get the local support, bro, because like we've been doing this shit for a long time, and most of these dumb Stockton motherfuckers, they don't even know what a fucking iPhone is. They've never heard a fucking podcast, and they barely have the fucking internet.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited,
It's
dude.
retarded, you know. I'm happy. Like, I'm happy to hear you guys doing something. You know, and it was funny when Nick did that interview or whatever. When he was for like 35 minutes, you know, he said something. You know, because he rambles a long time, it takes him a long time to get anything out. But he said, you know, where I'm from, there's not a lot of people that get behind you and support you. And you know, unfortunately, that's kind of true where we're at.
And
You
he's
know
the
what I
only
mean? Like,
motherfucker that's not been on our show.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He lives like 10 miles away and fucking will not come to the show.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
We've had guys drive from the city and from Sacramento, fucking
Dude,
all over the place.
We've packed up all this equipment. We drive anywhere. Dude, Nick knows. If Nick called me at 3 in the morning and said I'm ready to do it, I would come out here, get everything set up, and do it. But whatever.
Hell yeah.
Local support.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But I support you guys. I'm happy to hear you guys, man. You're very entertaining, to say the least.
That's hilarious.
It's good, man.
I got the Comcast guy turned on to the show. He came out to
awesome.
fix my cable, and then he started talking about the audio stuff. And I was like, you know what podcasts are? He's like, yeah, I know what podcasts are. And then he saw the Jiu-Jitsu stuff, and he's like, oh, man, you know who Royce Gracie is? He's all, that little Brazilian guy, he was like a little monkey. So I said, yeah, man, check out the show. So I guess he's been listening. That's cool, Chad. That's pretty neat, man. I miss training with all you guys.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been in and out for a while. Just, you know, working construction full time kind of took me out for a while. So
For the listeners
but
that
it's
don't,
fun, man.
for the listeners that don't know, Chad is a tough, crazy, charming motherfucker.
Charming. What, did he have sex with you, dude?
I've just seen before he was married. I seen the way he walks around the bar, the way he interacted with the ladies. He knew what he was doing, and then Chad had a fight one time in Stockton, California, and it was one of the best fights I'd ever seen. Like, this motherfucker and this other motherfucker just beat the fuck out of each other.
That was fun, man. That was my mom's birthday.
This is for you, Mom.
Birthday. Yeah, it's for you, Mom.
I'm going to give you the best
I
gift.
remember, too, he freaking rocked me in the beginning of the round.
Crazy.
I always remembered it. I was against the fence, and I remember thinking, because I'd lost that first pro fight or whatever, and then he rocked me, and I remember thinking in my head, I'm not going to lose, and I got him back with the right hand, and then the fight was on. But I guess my mom was up against the fucking cage. She was like, everybody told me afterwards. I didn't know. I guess she was right in my ear saying, "You better not fucking lose this fight. You better not do this on my birthday." And like, I don't remember hearing her, but now I think I know I snapped out of getting rocked because my mom was in my ear, man. It was her birthday. I had to win.
That's a lot of pressure when your mom is telling you, like...
That explains why you're so fucking hardcore, because your mom's hardcore.
Yeah, dude, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like when your mom's telling you better not lose, it's like, oh, shit, that ain't dad no more. That's mom.
That's awesome.
You know? But
Chad's a cool guy, man. I
great.
ran into him at many of the fights, and we've drank many of beers together.
Oh, yeah. No, I always run into Matt at the weirdest places, you know what I mean? Like,
I know, right?
Gamblers Club men's dinner night. Hey, what's going on, Matt? Good night, huh?
Bachelor bookstore. Where else? County intake.
Asian massage.
Asian massage. You come here too?
Yeah, similar interests, you know what I mean?
Hey, thanks for taking the time to call us today, dude. That's pretty awesome of you, and it's great to talk to you again, man. It's always fun talking to some hometown guys.
Spread the gospel around Stockton, dude.
No, absolutely, man. Let's spread the word. Hey, I love listening to you guys, and thank you for your dedication and hard work, man. It's a different place to make it, and you guys are doing very well. Thank you guys very much.
Right on, man. Hey, thanks, Chad.
Thank you, sir.
Chizad.
All right, take it easy, man. Thank you, guys.
Have a good one, brother. Late. Bye.
Dude, that was awesome.
That was awesome. Hey, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the one and only Eddie Kone.
You guys have way too many fucking wrestling action figures, dude. These are not even your children's toys, dude.
Fight back with David Horowitz. Crazy glue doesn't work. You can't hang a guy from a helmet. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Inside BJJ podcast. Just got a little One Direction going to welcome our very good friend of the show. I want to make sure he feels at home. The one and only Eddie Kone. How you doing, Eddie?
Hey, guys, what's happening? And thanks for the One Direction music.
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, what else, that's how we do that. We're so hospitable in the United States. In America, we like to roll out the red carpet for our guests. That's like we got a friend of the show who is from, is it Australia? Is that where, is it Andrew? Will and Mary, yeah, Australia. And their dad lives in Stockton, which is strange. But every once in a while they'll come to visit, and the dad takes them to Outback Steakhouse when they come, which is like, why would you take them to Outback Steakhouse if they're from Australia? But whatever.
That'd be like us taking you to like a local diner for fish and chips.
Yeah. We're going to get some bangers and mash. So, Eddie, dude, big fight last night. Anderson Silva, Nick Diaz. What are your thoughts, man?
Man, good fight, man. A lot of people are. I've seen a lot of stuff on social media. People are, not happy with the fight, etc. Man, that was a real good fight. It was a great strategy from Nick from the start. I mean, the point he came out and just laid down on the canvas was hilarious.
Oh my god, that was so great. Like, I couldn't believe he laid down.
It was like the walkout to the octagon tired him out.
I mean, I'm surprised. If you were fighting somebody and they laid down, would you just jump on them?
Man, 100%. I don't want to get this face punched in.
I mean, I'm surprised he didn't. I could see the taunting he didn't take, but when he laid down, I'm surprised he didn't try to take advantage of that.
Man, it was. I honestly thought it was a good fight. It was. they were both kind of really similarly matched up as in boxing skills. Both of them seem to be using the old school Muay Thai techniques, the Muay Baran stuff for the blocking. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, Nick threw more leg kicks than normal, and he checked more leg kicks than normal than what he had in the past.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of leg kicks there, but they didn't really seem to take a toll. If you see his leg kicks, and then Anderson's ones were like vicious.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You know, do you think if Nick would have pressed harder, do you think there was
Go
a
ahead,
point?
sorry.
Do you think if Nick would have pressed a little bit harder and threw some more punches, do you think that he may have swayed the fight the other way?
Man, I like both of those guys. I think a lot of it in the beginning was Anderson running away from him. I think Anderson was really tentative in the beginning. Nick landed some great overhand rights, but you know, I don't know. It was a great fight. He obviously was getting frustrated at the end of the second round, and maybe that was Anderson's plan. But I honestly thought that Anderson's injury would have mentally played a big part in that.
Yeah, no, it didn't seem to.
Yeah. So yeah, I was happy with the fight. I thought that was a great fight.
Do you think that if Nick was allowed to smoke copious amounts of weed before his fight without any kind of penalty, do you think he would have done better? And what is your stance on training and smoking weed?
Man, I knew you were gonna listen. I don't know how that would have affected anything. All I'm saying is John's got caught with the cocaine stuff.
I'm just saying, you know, sometimes Popeye needs a spinach, you know? That would be awesome. That would be an awesome skit. Somebody's got to animate that and put it to, like, you know, Nick getting beat up by Anderson Silva, and then
Man,
like
I
him,
reckon they both went back. I reckon Anderson and John Jones went backstage and had a real party last night.
Oh, dude, hell yeah. Obama was there.
Oh, you threw Obama in, dude.
You know, you see the Key and Peele skit? Don't sleep on Barrio. You don't sleep on Barrio.
How about you guys? What's been happening over there with the show and stuff like that?
You know, the show is show's
right.
doing pretty well, man. It's taking some big jumps. We got some big names on.
It's not that good. Don't ask.
It's starting to kind of embed itself into the mindset of the jiu-jitsu and fighting culture. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat to hear it kind of grow and take a life of its own. Considering that we're a bunch of weirdos, you know what I mean? Like we're basically.
I'm pretty cool.
I hear that.
These guys. You know.
We're basically idiots, but I guess people like listening to idiots.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, we haven't talked to you for a minute, but how is the old movie coming along? Hello?
For those that don't know, Eddie played Commander Rex in Attack of the Clone Wars. He was...
Man, what happened?
Yeah, dude.
What happens, Tim's a fuck up.
In the 209, everything messes up.
No, what happened was Skype paused on me for a second there. I apologize for that.
Okay.
So you lost
I
it.
thought it was like an iPhone call and you had an incoming call from
yeah, and it paused Skype.
Anderson about us talking about his fight.
Yeah, it was from One Direction. They were mad because we used their music. Hope you're paying us for that. So yeah, dude. You know the podcast is doing well, dude, and obviously we wanted Nick to win the fight. We're big, you know, hometown guy and stuff, but it wasn't hugely surprising how the fight turned out. I mean, I wasn't shocked. It wasn't anything that
I'll be honest with you, I was a little shocked. I mean, I love his interviews when he's just kind of staring into nothingness, like looking around,
right.
like really paranoid and that. Like
You don't know that
like
he's
that looks like a guy I slapped last week. I wonder if he's come back to jump me or something.
No,
He's always got that look on his face.
He's actually listening to somebody, but we don't know or see that person.
who he's listening to. Yeah.
He definitely beats to the tune of his own
I
drum.
was watching the pre-fight. I was watching the pre-fight interview, and that was the longest interview I think he's ever done, like 24 minutes. And the guy was just looking around, looking left, looking right, staring at people, scaring the people trying to interview him.
That's how we do in Stockton.
Yeah, but I was hyped to see at least one Stockton slap, and the best part of it when I don't know if all of you guys say this out there, but he said. Come get some, bitch, to Anderson. Come get you some. That's what he said.
What do you think about that front kick to the knee?
Man, do you know what? I'll be honest with you. This is that's a really old school Gracie Jiu-Jitsu technique. It's called the pisao in Portuguese, the knee stomp kick, and you would have seen Royce using that in the first UFCs. We've also recently seen John Jones, Anderson, Conor McGregor.
Did somebody say fucking Conor McGregor? Who the fuck?
Yeah, Ben Henderson. A lot of these guys are now using that. Such a lethal kick. And believe it or not, we still teach that when our guys go compete in the IBJJF competitions. You know, the sport jiu-jitsu style. We tell them to just do that, do nothing else, just that.
Just do the paisao.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right.
Pies out a flying arm lock.
I think I think it's a solid technique, and it works. You saw the reaction that happened when Nick took a couple yesterday. He started to back up. He started to watch the distance a little more.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of scary, man, to get your knee stomped.
And I like that kick. That's a great kick.
Hey, I wanted to get your opinion on the super fights coming up at Gracie Nationals next weekend. They got Gary Tonin and Javi Vasquez is the big matchup there, and they also have Denny Prokops, who's a 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's going up against Eddie Cummings. Some pretty good names in terms of having a super fight.
Definitely.
How do you think Javi and Gary is going to go down?
Man, that Gary Tonin's a monster. He was here recently, I think, at the was it the Polaris?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and he beasted it over there. That guy is an absolute savage. You know? I don't know. That's going to be an interesting one. I haven't checked too much into the Gracie Nationals with what's coming up, but I'm seeing like a lot now of them posting the stuff like drip feeding, like what Meta Morris do. But I haven't really had time to check out what's going on over there. Did you guys catch the Polaris event here?
You know what? I didn't catch the event. I watched Gary's match because we were gonna promote that for him. So I did watch that, but I didn't catch the whole event. How was it production wise? Was it on the same level as a Meta Morris?
No, it wasn't on the same level. I think here in the UK we don't have anything on that level as in financial backing to create a show like that. But it was a very good show.
It's like Meta Morris with warm beer.
Yeah, correct. And then I don't know if you heard the controversy afterwards, after the Polaris show. Kit Dale and the rest of the guys got caught up with by immigration officers for not having a green card for competing and making money here, which sucked because he cancelled a lot of his seminars here, which is the guy's livelihood. Some rat on the forums had grassed them up to the authorities. Yeah, there's a big thing here. So and a lot of the guys who competed here didn't get paid from or they got paid, but they had tax deductions from that money. And second was that their seminar schedules had been cancelled, and they'd be warned about them coming here in the future, which is outrageous. You know?
Yeah, I think Eddie.
You guys didn't hear about that?
I did not. I heard about Eddie Bravo having some issues with that before in the UK, or was it up in Canada? I think it might have been Canada, but it was a similar issue where he went to do a seminar and they caught wind about it and they made a big deal about it. Said he didn't have the right, visa or.
Man, it's ridiculous. Over here, it was some rat. So there's two chains of thoughts in the UK at the minute. One is someone who was a promoter for another show had ratted out the show and said, look, they're bringing in all these big names from the US and they haven't got green cards or working permits or whatever it was. And the second chain of thought was it was the actual promotion doing that.
Wow.
To keep them. So yeah, it was a real crazy kind of incident, and it's still kind of unfolding here. It's all over the forums and stuff at the moment. But whichever it was, it left a bad taste in people's mouths, which was real bad. These guys, as we know, make a living off this stuff.
Nobody will probably ever know at this point.
Yeah, man. I mean, what a douche move, whoever did it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to even understand why somebody would do that. Given
it's a fucking hater, dude. He's a little. Whoever did it is a little hater. Is a little bitch.
Because if you're a competing promotion, you're killing the whole concept of getting athletes in because you're going to need to get similar type guys in at your event.
Right.
I'll tell you this, you never see Conor McGregor fucking competing at the little fucking wannabe Meta Morris.
Wannabe.
Man.
Fuck him.
That's crazy,
that
Eddie.
Was, man, it's unbelievable. I mean, some of the stuff that's gone down with that is, you know, these things have a way of grabbing legs and just running around. But, you know, if you're wise and you watch from the distance, you can kind of see who's doing what. And when that really happened, yeah, that one Kone didn't know. You know, that was one of the
he
ones
will
we didn't
eventually
see that coming, because one of my students was commentating up there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the community will find out. I had a student of mine, former UFC fighter, Nico Shipshek, was commentating over there with Nick Gregoriades.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, they didn't have Ed O'Neill and Henner Gracie doing it?
No, they didn't bring Ed O'Neill and
Did they
Henner.
have drums playing?
Yeah, did Polaris have those drums, those Metamorph drums?
No, man. I don't know. They just brought them out, a couple of mats, and the guys fought. But a great competition. One of the better ones from the UK, from what I heard. The other one we had over here recent was the Toucan Challenge.
The Toucan Challenge.
Yeah.
What is this, like some pirates fighting or what?
You win a bowl. You win a bowl of Fruit Loops.
The Toucan Challenge. Like, explain this one to me.
It was sponsored by Kellogg's and Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
No, it's a similar sort of thing, but gi fighting. Again, a smaller thing for Metamoris, pitted up with competitors from around Europe, the best from Europe apparently, competing in an event. So I think Metamoris has started this little trend now with a lot of other shows trying to do very similar things.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that popping up, and I think it's pretty cool. Like, Eddie Bravo has his EBI, Eddie Bravo Invitational he runs, and you got Metamoris doing their thing, and Gracie Nationals is getting in on the mix, and we're starting to see a lot of submission-only tournaments pop up. I mean, the U.S. Grappling Company, they have a bigger presence in the United States on the East Coast. They've been doing submission-only events for a long time now, but for some reason now...
I'll be honest with you. I lean more towards those tournaments, the submission-only.
Me too. I think they're better.
I'm not a fan of... I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of the IBJJF point systems and stuff like that. I'm more in favor of let's go in there, kick some butt, and see who taps, you know? See who can say uncle first.
I think, too, also, there's a weird feeling at an IBJJF tournament now where it almost feels like you're just part of this big manufacturing process, and they're trying to get you in the door and get you out of the door and take some money from you in the process, and that's what it's really about, versus these submission-only tournaments seem like it's more about the art, it's more about jiu-jitsu, it's more about the community, and less about, you know, a big organization trying to take money from people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean... And the extortionate prices they're charging athletes to go in. I mean, I have a couple of guys who competed recently in Lisbon and the Europeans recently. And the fees that it costs to go in there is unbelievable.
And they'll disqualify you for any reason whatsoever, you know, like anything.
Yeah, we know we came across this reason. Like we start using the Pizarro on the mat, they disqualified loads of us.
Yeah, those stupid shit like that.
Bullshit, dude. Look, man, you kick one guy and then the whole world's upset at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's Elio Gracie.
Yeah, we're here.
Sure.
That's Elio Gracie Jiu-Jitsu right there. Pizzow.
Yeah.
That was good, Matt. That was real.
See, we're trying to bring that Pizarro stump together with the Stockton slap, so the UK and Stockton can unify.
What a great combo right there. That's one of the best combinations I've ever heard of.
Huh?
Yeah. So what is the general impression from folks in the UK who listen to this podcast? It's obviously Americans were egotistical and very egocentric.
Say that again, sorry.
I wanted to know if you could give us...
No, man, listen, you guys are always cool with me. I like coming on you guys' show, hanging out, catching up. I have one of my, believe it or not, sponsors sitting here listening in with his eyes are rolling. He can't. He's from South Africa, so you can imagine. Do you have this podcast out in it? No.
Podcast isn't there now.
He's saying, why is the podcast not out in South Africa? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, you could get it there. Get it from the App Store.
Tell him we'll put it there. We'll get our connections to put it there. If he can say you're listening to Inside BJJ, the best shit in the world in Afrikaans.
Come say this stuff. What do you want him to say?
You're listening to Inside BJJ, the baddest podcast in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
It's the maddest podcast in
You can just wing it. Just talk us up. Just give us a one-liner, talk us up.
Some African.
We're in Africa.
In Afrikaan.
You can't get it in Africa, though. It's on iTunes.
He said he was.
What? He wants you to say you're listening to the baddest podcast.
Well, yeah, man. You want me to give you big ups, yeah?
Yeah,
Big ups
man.
in
Is that what you
Afrikaners.
want?
Yes. Give us some
Well,
ups.
guys, man, if anyone's listening
In Afrikaans.
in Afrikaans,
Yeah.
alright, dit is die beste podcast in de hele wereld van iPhone app. Je kan het krijgen daar. Does that make any sense to you?
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome, man. Thanks.
No problem, man.
Yeah, dude. Inside BJJ. Uh-oh. Oh, there's the telly.
Sorry, man.
Is that your guy? That's your guys like SWAT
That's
team? Huh?
that's
That's
the
a
bat line.
It's immigration.
Is that it's fucking British police? They have the fruitiest
Yeah.
fucking the fruitiest sirens ever.
This guy came from SA to compete, and he was scared to go on the mat because he heard about this ratting people out over here.
Oh, fuck those guys, dude.
Yeah, you know what? Somebody, there's a rat who called Scotland Yard and got you guys shut down. That's not cool, man. Got money taken away from people. That's not.
Oh,
And that's definitely not cool.
Conor McGregor
'Cause you know-
fucking hates Scotland.
Guys, you know what's really not cool? That every event now that we have over here, these rats are going to be snooping around on it, just waiting to make an example of someone.
You know what's going to happen is they're
So,
going to end up
you know,
forming a jiu-jitsu mafia.
You know, I'm kind of not happy that if one of the USA competitors come over, one of the high-level guys, and then get caught, that will just shut everyone down from visiting seminars, etc.
Yeah, and I want to say this: if you're listening to the podcast today, and you know who the rat is, then you should just maybe submit their name anonymously.
Tim will send you a cash reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should get their number and just get you guys to put them on blast over there or something.
Hell yeah, let's do it, man. I'm not down for the rats in the community.
You know what I'm down for? I'm down for appropriate paperwork and
Stupid.
following legal processes.
Oh man, Ernest is he's killing the fun today, man.
Shit, man. So, yo, since the last time we spoke, did I tell you guys about the gym expansion that we did, our academy expansion?
No, man, what's up with that?
And you got to see this space. I'm going to send you some pictures. We've expanded this space like twofold, and just because more students coming in, they know it's not the place to rat, so they come hang out over there. No, it's cool. The academy is cool, moving good, and just promoting all the stuff. We just released a new highlight video, man. You got to see this stuff. It's like some Sean Puffy Combs video with cameras flying through the sky and stuff. I'll send it to you guys. So
Well,
you
you're a movie star nowadays, aren't you?
Yeah, weren't you in a movie? Didn't you have a movie going down?
You know what's funny? I did another audition today, but I can't tell you about that one. I could tell you.
Eddie. We lost him.
Damn it.
I think it's gonna come back though.
Wah, 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 wah.
You know what, dude? That's a patch right there. A no rat patch.
Yeah.
Anarchy in the UK, no rats.
I like that.
Anarchy in the UK. How about the U?
Let's try to get Eddie back on.
Yo.
Hey, Eddie.
Yeah, Tim's a fuck up, man. We're sorry about that.
You still
Hey,
there?
Tim.
Hey, sorry about that, buddy. Yeah, so dude, you got you were in you got the academy expanding. You had a couple dudes fighting, right? Didn't you have a couple guys with some fights lined up or just happened or coming up recently?
Yeah, we've been working closely with a couple of UFC fighters, Ross Pearson being one of them, Mike Wilkinson, Vaughn Lee. Those are a few of the guys that have been coming through the academy and training over there. Also, we have Niko Shipshek, who's a former UFC fighter who's making a comeback, and I have a whole bunch of UFC competitors now from around the world, which are entering all of the major competitions. We won a couple of medals recently at the Europeans, so I'm very happy with their performance, even though we're not a specific competition team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does, and it's always kind of funny how you'll have a school that's just focuses on competition, and they'll do okay, and then you'll have another school that it's not really their focus, but they still put out real high level competitors, really good athletes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's
definitely, and we won a couple of golds recently, and in the Europeans, a couple of silvers and bronzes. So I was happy bearing in mind that the guys haven't really committed to a competition style training. We just wanted to go and see what was up, and they did quite well. So I was really happy with those results.
Yeah, that is nice.
So yeah.
So good
That's
things
kind of
happening,
what's been
dude.
happening over here.
You got the academy expanding. You got, your guys are picking up medals, working with the UFC, and you're filming movies now, man. Things are on the up, dude.
Do you know Guy Ritchie?
No.
I just like to ask this. I like the stupid questions of like, oh, you're from California? Do you surf? Like, no, I live in the valley.
I had someone ask me if I
Do you know Brad Pitt?
Yeah, if I knew Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm like, oh yeah, hold on, let me go get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Some of the weird stuff. We've had a couple of American guys come through the academy, and funny enough, they actually do want to sample our wear, like the fish and chips and the pie and mash. And that's kind of funny to me.
That shit sounds good right now.
We don't even eat that stuff, but
you don't.
You follow the Gracie diet, right?
I try to. I try to.
Nah, I don't at all. I don't know if
Ernest is on a diet where he eats beans all day, literally beans, cans of beans.
Eat tons of beans.
It's terrible.
You can't eat from a can, guys.
Oh,
they have to
dude.
be freshly grown.
That almost as a Mexican, I almost took that racist for a second. Then I realized.
No, there's no racism here.
No, I'll fucking eat them out of a can, a bag. I mean, I've eaten beans out of Tim's ass before.
Oh, God, that's disgusting.
Why do you say shit like that, Tim? You sick fucking weirdo.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Did you guys ever get Henzo on the show?
Man, we have had him on one time, but he's pretty hard to get on, dude. It's like we lost Eddie again. Dude.
Really?
You there, Eddie?
What happened?
I think our connection's not super good. It's the
Yeah, I'm here,
it's
guys.
the super.
Did you ever get Henzo on?
You know what? We had him on once to talk about the World Jiu-Jitsu Expo last year.
Super connection.
Yeah, and that was it. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose Eddie, dude. Damn it.
Eddie.
Ah,
damn it.
Crap. That sucks,
Skype
man.
is boo-boo.
Well, you know what? Sometimes Skype is good, but I'm having weird problems today with the connectivity, dude. I bet you Wade is like hacking my phone.
Probably. I don't think Wade's smart enough, though.
I don't either.
Is Skype kind of like a wife? It's like sometimes it's really fucking awesome, and sometimes like fucking bitch, dude.
That's
why did I even fucking bother with you?
That sounds like Skype is very temperamental.
We're not talking about your wife, Tim. You can just say yes, Ernest.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Sorry.
We're just talking about wives in general.
Why do you have to be so mean to me? I don't
not
understand. I don't even like what.
We have to have a counter in the bottom left screen.
Hey,
how many
Eddie.
times I've called you a fuck up?
You there, Eddie? Hey, man, I'm sorry. We got a crazy connection going on today. My phone's been doing all kinds of wacky stuff, man. I apologize.
It's the rise of the machines.
Yeah, it really.
Phones are thinking for themselves now.
Yeah.
So what do you have coming up next, man? What else you got loaded up for you?
Man, I've just did an audition today for a huge film, so I might be coming to visit you guys in Stockton soon.
Hell no.
That'd be awesome.
Hell
Of course,
yes.
Man, that would be awesome, man.
What you know about
We could
this?
be right there live in the show. We could be, huh?
This 209 Chronic over here.
Man, I'm eager to get out there.
We'll show you some shit, dude.
Dude, we'll take you. We'll drive you through the ghettos and Stockton.
Oh, I got a perfect spot.
How rough is it out there?
I have this spot that I've taken.
Because it has a bad reputation.
Look, I've taken Mary and actually just Will, not Mary. I wouldn't put Mary through that, but our friends from Australia. I took Will through this fucking like a ghetto safari run. We had windows rolled up. I said, Will, you want to see the real fucking hood, dude? I took him through, and like within a 2-block radius, you'll fucking see like everything that Stockton has. You'll see fucking people high on drugs, people selling drugs, some people that may or may not have weapons on them. You'll see babies in a fucking 5-lane fucking busy street. Dudes in front of a liquor store, hookers that are on meth, and probably 60 years old, maybe.
What part of here is Stockton being a badass place?
It's a good place, man. But fucking A, dude, the bad places are bad.
Stockton is the only town that could produce a podcast like Inside BJJ.
Fuck
And
yeah.
a fighter like Nick Diaz.
Through the fire, dude. We're like a phoenix, dude. We're just rising above it all because we have inspirational guys on our show.
We lost Eddie again.
We have fuck, man. I'm on a roll. Fuck
just
Eddie.
Go.
Just kidding.
No,
we haven't, dude, because we have so many inspirational guys come on our show and just tell us how to rise above things. We're like in the flames of hell right now. We're just rising above it. Dude.
Oh, nice. That's good.
We're just soaring above all the adversity, dude.
Right.
And just spreading good vibes and spiritual wealth as we pass over the dry land. Just grass grows and things flourish as we soar our wings over it.
Yeah, I owe Eddie a huge apology, man. I'm gonna have to hit him up and do like a 1-to-1 or something because my setup's been really funky today, and I apologize to the listeners.
Your face is funky
for that. But dude, it's been a good show, man. I wanted to make sure that our listeners check out Gracie Nationals. All right, so go to GracieTournaments.com. It's February 7th and 8th.
Everyone that's going to be there.
That's right. It's going to be a good time. Check it out. Make sure you hit up our friends of the show, the BJJ Tour. Go to BJJTour.com. $50,000 in cash prizes.
These guys have like a really sweet-ass commentary crew, huh?
Inside BJJ.
Oh, yeah.
So that should be sweet. And then I wanted to thank Counter Move.
The middle-aged truckers.
For the fantasy MMA pool they gave us. And big congratulations to Skype.
Yeah, I'm real happy for you, Skype.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's cool. He got to play for free, and
awesome.
Next UFC pay-per-view, we'll have another poll and get it out. It's not my fault you picked shitty picks and lost 2-3. Good job.
Hey,
fuck
you. If you guys happen to find yourself on YouTube, you might want to look up Boob Apron. It's funny. Actually, if you played that right now, the audio is fucking sweet, dude. Boob Apron is fucking probably one of the funniest like parody commercials.
The type of person that doesn't talk negative.
And if you happen to be on, your favorite adult site, look up Daphne Rosen. She's kind of a.
What it is what it
She's like the Nick Diaz of like porn.
Oh, great! Yeah.
She's like been around for a while, but super relevant.
Yeah.
And like,
she bleeds easy.
It's worth. She looks like she can take a punch. Is all I'm saying.
Right. Dude, it's been a good show, man. Thanks for coming over, guys.
You're welcome.
You guys are awesome.
I love you.
Want to close this in prayer?
No, not really. Hey, quick Super Bowl picks.
I'm going with the Cheaters.
As a Raiders fan, I say fuck the Patriots.
I'm going with the Patriots. Make sure you check us out.
Cheaters always win.
At Inside BJJ Instagram, at Inside BJJ Matt, at Inside BJJ Ernest on Twitter, TrainRonin.com. Subscribe to Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
I'm looking for some milfs to follow me on Twitter.
On behalf of Matt Freeman, Ernest Mello, this has been a production of the Inside BJJ podcast.
Skeet, y'all.